Hello, oracles. Well, the Fed giveth and the Fed taketh away. Yesterday, Jerome Powell had mentioned how looks like inflation was going to be handled at a slower pace, and the market cheered it. And then today, Jerome Powell decided to state that, hey, you know what? It looks like because of the Russia-Ukraine war, inflation could be higher than we anticipated. So that's literally what happened to us in December when we went from inflation is transitory to it's not transitory like we thought, and the stock market crashed. So we saw a bit of that today going forward. So I know that the Fed's in a tough position right now because inflation's high. If they run interest rates up too soon, too fast, it could crash the market even more, but inflation might get to a point of hyperinflation or runaway inflation. So it's not easy. I mean, I don't envy Jerome Powell at all. You know, he's in a very difficult position right now. So we're going to see how things go. CPI data next Thursday is going to really give us a whole telltale sign of what's going on in the progression. And then a week after that, we're going to get the interest rates are going up. So we'll see if they stick with the 1 point that they were talking about or if they're going to go with 2. Lots of uncertainty, and I think that's part of what caused the huge market sell-off today. Because we did start off the day green. We were looking good, looking like a nice slow progression up, and then the bottom fell out. So we'll see how things trade tomorrow. Usually there's a Friday fade, but the way it's been going over the last couple of months, it's been so uncertain, anything can happen. We'll see how the stock market trades tomorrow. But in looking at the charts, despite the sell-off today, it still looks like we are in a bull pennant pattern. I've looked at Tesla, a few other stocks as well, the SPY. So we're still in that pattern, so we can still potentially break out. But I think really going into next week is going to make that difference. So we might kind of trade, a little bit up, a little bit down, kind of sideways over the next week. And then CPI might determine whether we break out or we break down. Now, again, bull pennants normally lead to a breakout, but because there's been so much uncertainty in the macro environment, we might break down. So there's no guarantees as to what's going to happen next week. We really just have to pay attention, take it day to day, and understand that that's just the market that we're in right now. It's volatile, it's uncertain, anything can happen. And the situation over in Ukraine, it doesn't seem like it's getting any better, although it does seem like they have had some peace talks and have determined that they will give safe passage for civilians to get in and out and for supplies to get in and out, which honestly to me, I think it's ridiculous that we have rules of war. I mean, it's war. Like if we don't agree with war, we shouldn't have rules for it. It's just stupid. But anyway, that's where we're at. That's what they're doing. So it's nice because now the civilians have the safe passage. They can get out. We'll see maybe a little breather in the action, although it doesn't seem like it. Russia's saying we're going to have peace talks, and we see they're actually advancing their progress. Again, this is another uncertain situation. Don't know where it's going. Hopefully it ends soon. Hopefully we can get some resolution out of this and it stays contained to that area and doesn't go any further. But again, when you're dealing with a guy like Putin, you never know what's going to happen. The guy is saying that the worst is yet to come. We haven't seen anything yet. So, I hate to be negative. I just want to be realistic. And these are the things that he has said. So we'll see what happens going forward out of Russia and Ukraine. Again, we've also seen Brent crude oil, skyrocketing today. Gas prices are going up. It's been all over the news. That in itself is going to cause higher inflation as well. So, the inflation fears are becoming realistic. Hyperinflation is becoming a potential reality that we need to monitor and pay attention to. And again, with talking with some of you in the comments, is the interest rate going up from the Fed actually going to make a difference and make a dent in the inflation? Again, this is something we have yet to see. We have to get to it before we can actually see what's going to happen. I'm on the optimistic side, thinking that we will get past this by September, and others are on the pessimistic side, thinking that we will not. Again, I'm preparing for the pessimistic side. I'm preparing for the worst, but I'm hoping for the best, as that is my strategy. And so I am saving up cash as much as I can, but I had to take advantage of a couple of buys today. I did grab a little bit more Nvidia. I grabbed some more Square. So these are just, and it was just fractional buys. I didn't buy full shares. Again, I have a smaller portfolio, but I did want to add to them a little bit today because they're at prices that are bringing my dollar cost average down, and I do still like them long term. Regardless of what happens in the macro environment, I still think that we come out of this within the next year and we start to grow again, and I want to have my money invested in these top companies that I think are going to do the best coming out of this situation. Now again, if the Russia-Ukraine situation expands to become a really significant issue, that's going to change things. And if hyperinflation really gets run away, that could also change things. But I'm not going to invest in that manner. I'm going to invest the way I do, still saving cash just in case. I am investing in real estate as well because that could do well during inflation, seeing as I would be renting places out. And when you're renting out and taking money from tenants, that is a good place to be during times of inflation. So it's not great to be the tenant because inflation's going to hit you, but that's why I'm investing to become that. And I want to be a landlord that can help my tenants out in situations like this. And of course, if we get to those places where we have hyperinflation or a major situation going on with Russia, the stock market crashing is going to be the least of our worries. There's going to be so many more important things to worry about at that point. So I'm going to invest again, planning for the worst, but hoping for the best type scenario. Let me know in the comments below. Share with us your gas prices in your area. And I know many of you are from around the world, so it'd be nice to see. I see mostly stuff that's going on here in the US, but if you're from around the world, share with us what gas prices are looking like in your areas as well, because I'd be interested to see if gas prices are going up everywhere or if it's just the US. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. Thank you so much. Have a great one.